Hello everyone, I'm Alan. I'm the old codger who talks about vintage motorcycles. This is me. This is one of my vintage motorcycles. It's a Matchless Model X3 from 1931. And I'd like to start today by telling a story which may have some useful information about motorcycles, but also about life and living and how we do it. So here it goes. A colleague of mine online wrote in dire distress because his motorcycle would start just fine and then would produce huge clouds of whitish grey smoke. This annoyed his neighbours. It annoyed the local flora and fauna. It certainly annoyed his wife. And so he wrote and said, "What should I do? Is this a sign I need a total engine rebuild?" Well, we batted around a few ideas, and what we came up with was this. These motorcycles were not designed to be left running on their side stands. It's fine if you're parking it. They weren't even equipped with side stands. And the reason is very straightforward. The crankcase has a little tube which connects to an oil suction pump. And when there's too much oil, it sucks that up and returns it to the oil tank. Fine. But I can demonstrate this best by using this glass of orange juice. I hope you can see here that the straw is in fact underneath the level of the orange juice. And if I suck on the straw, I'll get orange juice. Terrific. But if it's tipped over to one side like that, you'll see the straw rides clear of the bottom of the glass. And too much of the orange juice collects on the other side. Now, if this were oil, that oil would be thrown around inside the motor, and too much of it would go on the cylinder bores and presumably elsewhere in the engine, like into the pressure release valve, and would cause this motorcycle to smoke horribly. And that was what the problem was. In fact, not leaving the motorcycle on its side stand solved the problem. How did I know this? Because I'd had the same problem with this one. I'd been alarmed. I've got to rebuild the motor. Oh no, how will I do that? Where will I find the parts? No need. What I needed to do was not leave it running on its side stand. So why should we care about this? Well, it's a mistake many owners of older motorcycles make. So perhaps now you can avoid it. But also it has to do with me, expecting an old motorcycle to behave in the same way as a modern motorcycle, with its highly efficient oil pump, usually right at the bottom of the sump. It doesn't. It wasn't designed that way. So in order to use such a bike, we have to think our way back to what it was those people were doing 91 years ago in this case, and why it made sense to them. How does this apply to our lives? Fairly simply. If we look back on our own lives, look back 10 years, look back 20 years, look back further if you like, we're quite likely to say, oh, I shouldn't have done that. Oh, that was a bad mistake. Except we were doing the best we could at the time with the knowledge we had at the time. If we can say that to ourselves, we can avoid a lot of self-punishment and a lot of heartache, and which of us does not do a little bit of self-punishing from time to time? And that is perhaps the root for many people of a certain amount of misery. No, we did the best we could at the time. In order to understand this, we have to think our way back into what they were doing at the time. In order to understand our own past and our own past mistakes, we have to allow ourselves to think back to how we were at the time, what we didn't know and what we couldn't know. And that allows us to be kinder to ourselves. Very important. Be kind to yourself as well as to others. Well, that's it from me for today. I'll be back with more videos. I think you may find them instructional. Okay, bye-bye.